some more information on if-else. It is not always mandatory to write the else block with the if. It may happen that you need to execute a block of code if a condition is true and you don't have any other thing to do if the condition is false. So in this example, as you can see that we have tested a condition a less than equals to b with the if, and if this condition is true, I want to execute this. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to do if the condition is false, so I'm following the normal course here. So if the condition is false, the if block is not executed, it directly comes here. And if the condition is true, then after executing the if block, the control prints this. Comes here at line number 9 and prints the line. This line will be always printed. So this line will be always printed is always printed if the condition is true and if the condition is false. Let me give you another information on this. Now, if we put a semicolon at the end of the line where we have written the if statement, then what is going to happen? We usually don't do this. Now, if we put a semicolon at the end of the if statement, then what it does, it terminates the if statement immediately at that line. That means this is no longer the block under the if terminated here. We know that we use semicolon in order to terminate a statement, so the if gets terminated in that particular line. So now, if the condition is true or false, no matter, this block is going to be executed always because this is no longer under if. Now if we try to compile this program, compiler is going to generate a warning with a message that we have an empty block under if. This kind of statement is not going to do anything in our program. So the compiler is going to generate a warning for this, and you can see that I'm just compiling the file here. So here is the warning. You can see that the compiler is providing the message if statement has empty body. Here you can see that. Second message is actually the consequences of the first one. Now if we execute this program, this is always going to be executed because warning doesn't restrict the compiler to produce the object file. So this program is always going to be executed. Now if we execute the program, now you can see that this condition is false right now. 10 greater than 20 is false. So even though this is false, this block will be executed. And this is the independent block to the if. It doesn't depend on if anymore. So this will be always executed no matter the condition is true or false. Here you can see that the hello world is printed as well as the next line. And if we make something true here, say I'm just giving a less than b, that's the true condition even though it's going to be printed. So no matter what the condition evaluates to, true or false, this block is no longer dependent on that. This is independent block to if. This is no longer under if. Now another thing, say if we have else statement here and we have written something like this, then it's going to be a compilation error. If you put a semicolon at this point, then this is going to be a compilation error because you have written an else statement that doesn't have a corresponding if statement because you have already terminated the if. You cannot have an else without if in the program. Else could always exist if there is an if corresponding to that else. So this is going to be a compilation error if you have else and you have put a semicolon after if. So you can see that it's red line under the else, and obviously if we going to compile this file, it's going to show error. I'm compiling the file, it's error. You can see that it's no longer warning. You can see that expected expression at line number 9 column number 5, it's error.